Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is sick. Em and I are both sick. We picked up, I guess, a head cold while visiting family. It's good news is it's not the vid. We don't have that problem, but we do have we've been sick. Haven't had a fever that I'm aware of, so that's a good thing. I don't think it's the flu. I think it's literally just a head cold. I mean, I had shivers the first night, and then sore throat and stuffiness and all that sort of stuff. So it's been a miserable weekend of just laying around. We've spent a lot of time on the couch and in bed. I spent almost 2 full days just in bed. But, so that sucks. But this is cool. This is the coolest thing I've received in a while. So I announced that the Rival Rails was done. Here it is. Here's a packaged edition for my shelf. It is done. I'm done working on it. I have started working on the kind of abstracted out version, and I think that there is something there, but it's going to be very, very challenging to design. So I've had a lot of struggles with it, but I say this is done, and we're sitting here looking at a printed boxed copy of the game, but that doesn't mean it's actually done. First of all, so this is the Game Crafter's prototype box. I've never ordered anything in this box before. It's, as you can see, it's fully printed on all the sides, and it's just like a cardboard box. It's nothing special. It feels a little tacky, which is a bit weird, but I think that's a pretty damn cool box for the price. I think this is like $10 or something like that. And I think it'll hold the game. Maybe, though, it is kind of small in comparison to the box that I currently have the game in. This is little. But I wanted something to put on the shelf to go, hey, there's Rival Rails from Chevee Dodd. And, I wanted to make it look as game-like as I possibly could. So there's a little blurb on the back with a picture. Something, to try out the box. Plus, the Game Crafter, look, even the little flap on the inside's printed. The Game Crafter is jacking their prices up. Well, they're not. I shouldn't say that. That's mean. The Game Crafter announced that they were having to raise their prices because of inflation, and their employees deserve to get paid, that sort of stuff. So I wanted to get the order in before that happened. So I went ahead and did that. And this is the latest, greatest, most bestest version of the game. Which includes, first of all, this isn't the full game. This is just the board and the printed cards. I could put this together so that you could order it with cubes instead of trains, and some markers and some dice and this all, but it would be like $75. Which is pretty outrageous, in my opinion. Here's the 6-fold board. It's a little bit ginormous for a 2-player game. And these charts are absolutely ridiculous sized. But trying to pack it all on the quad-fold board, which is, this size board, it's just too much. It really makes things too compact. This gives everything a little bit of breathing room. Both players get a nice chart they can look at without having to rotate their heads. The payout charts are nice and big and visible. So it works really well on this board. So yeah, there we go. There's the board, all said and done. Maybe I'll get some better shots without the glare. In the box that goes. All new cards with with printed backs that match the game title. This whole time I've been testing with cards that said either Iron Barons on the back or Narrow Gauge, because this game has gone through some name changes since it started. When I first started it, I was calling it Iron Barons, but then I discovered there was already a game called Iron Barons, so I didn't want to call it that. It went through a few other names. And so I've had cards printed a bunch of times. So this is the new card backs. So the point of all of this is the new contracts are like a very modern design. They're very neutral. And I wanted because the cards themselves are neutral. They're very neutral design. I wanted the whole thing to be kind of a modern neutral design that doesn't really have that doesn't scream this place in time. It says it kind of is its own place in time. So the contract cards have a unique design. They match. Everything kind of works together. The very first version of this game that I did, the cards and the contracts and the money were all kind of this like Victorian look, and I was trying to make everything look aged and stuff. So I dropped all of that, and I went with a clean, design. So the money is completely redesigned to be dollars, 20s, 5s. These are really cute. So hopefully I can show you these a little bit better. Oh, there's 50s. I forgot I did 50s. So the money matches the rest of the aesthetic of the game. The board matches everything. So I made sure that everything kind of works together. Because there for a while, with the various versions of the game being printed over the last 14 months or 16 months, 15 months I've been working on this game. The style got out of sync. Everything kind of got out of sync. So this is it. I mean, this is officially. I'm saying it's done, and I mean that when I say that. I've, as I've said before, there are always tweaks that I can make. There are things that I could say, all right, I don't like the way this works. I don't like the way this works, and I can still point things out to you. I could still show you things that I think aren't quite the way that I want them to work, but they work. And I haven't found a better solution, so they're going to be that way until A, I find a better solution and I say it's done again in the future and I rework it, or B, I just don't, and I just live with what it is today. And I think that's the better option, honestly. Like, years and years ago, I wanted to be a game designer. I wanted to publish my own games. I wanted to get my games published by publishers. I wanted to have people playing my products and saying, hey, this is really cool. This guy's a good designer. I don't want that anymore. Like, I do. Obviously, I spent 15 months of my life working on this game, and I would love for other people to play it. I would love for you to play it. And maybe someday I will figure out a way to get this into your hands. Maybe it'll be through a Kickstarter. Maybe I can find a publisher for it. If that were to happen, then I might tweak it some more. It might have a little bit more growth to do before it's a thing that you can go purchase. For what it is right now, I'm very, very happy with it. It can sit on my shelf, and if a friend comes over and says, you want to play a 2-player train game? I've got it right here. Let's do it. I've got my own. Or if I go to like a proto spiel or a convention, I can take it with me and say, you want to play my 2-player train game? Here it is. And maybe over the next few years, with lots of plays and lots of trial and error, I can come up with some solutions to those little teeny tiny nagging problems that I still see in it. But if I don't, that's fine. Like, I will gladly accept what I've got here as a finished product. So yeah, done. Next up is, I don't know what. I've got the baby version of this, or the kind of shrunk down version that I might continue working on. I haven't fully decided how I'm going to do that game yet. And then I have the Viking game I want to get back to. So I think I'm going to continue working on games, but honestly, right now, all of my energy is going into my 2 jobs. My main job is taking a lot of my energy, and then my side job, is taking all my creative energy. Like I'm putting all of my creativity into that, and I'm enjoying that immensely. So designing games is taking a backseat right now, and it'll come back around. But for right now, I got a cool product to sit on my shelf. And you know, if $75 doesn't scare you for a 2-player train game, and you really want to buy one, let me know, and I will try to put together a purchasable version of the game for you. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is ordinance. It is a noun meaning a specific law or regulation. The lavish treehouse Roger built for his kids was in clear violation of at least a half a dozen local ordinances. Ordinance, O-R-D-I-N-A-N-C-E. We have HOA ordinances here that prevent some things like tree houses, but there's a lot, 4 acres, that's way more than a lot, like 50 yards that way, that's outside of city limits, outside of everything, outside this HOA, and Em has been dying to get her hands on that. That would be a really cool project.